Right guys, now I'm going to start today's vlog with a bit of an announcement. I have big saudades for Brazil. If you don't know what saudades mean, if you're not from Brazil, it basically means I'm missing, a longing for something that you can't have. As you guys know, I spend a lot of time of the year, every single year in Brazil. It's kind of my second home away from home. I love Brazil so much. It's the country that I've chosen to spend a lot of time in. I think it's only right for me to do a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel to express the kind of feelings that I have for Brazil and, you know, the things that I like to talk about, which from now on I'm going to do every single week, a new series, once a week, a video just about Brazil, talking about Brazil issues, what's going on in Brazil. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it, Brazil talk or something like that. We'll think about that later on, and I'll even be speaking a little bit of Portuguese because I know a lot of you have asked for that. From now on, every single week I'm going to do a Brazil vlog. I spend a lot of time back home in Europe every year visiting my family, going travels. Like at the moment I'm here in Menorca in Spain with my family on a family vacation, so I'm not always in Brazil. I am sometimes abroad, but that does not mean I don't still think about Brazil and miss it a lot. Keep me speaking Portuguese as well, that's really important for me. And I think what better day today? Today is Saturday the 6th of August, the day after the opening ceremony of the Olympics in Rio 2016. The Rio that I know is going to put on the biggest party on earth, and those who are there are so lucky because they're going to have the time of their lives. I love Brazil a lot, but I particularly love Rio de Janeiro as a city. I think it's fabulous, and what a place for the Olympics. Amazing, absolutely amazing. I wanted to get the opinion of you guys in Rio and Brazil. I wanted to know what your thoughts are about the Olympics. I know there's a lot going on in Brazil right now in terms of politics and the economy, etc. So I'd like to know what you think down below in the comment section. It's cool to interact about these things and get a conversation going. I personally think it's ready. People have been talking about this for a long time, whether Rio was going to be ready or not, and we are here. It's happened. Rio is ready to rock. Brazil is ready to give the biggest party the Olympics has ever seen. I think one thing is for sure, a lot of the fears that people had mentioned up until the Olympics, for example Zika, I don't think that's going to come to anything significant at all. I think the fears of Zika were way overblown. Organisation's going to work out well in the end. I think people are going to be excited by it. I think the stadiums are going to be really kind of great places to be, and there's going to be a great atmosphere in Rio. I don't think safety is going to be any different from the usual standards in Rio. Rio's got a place where everybody has to watch out as it is anyway, and I don't think that's going to be any different. I think there's going to be a lot more added security for tourists around touristic areas, so perhaps crime will be less in those places. Security is not going to be a massive issue. It's just Rio is Rio, you know. It's one of these things that you have to, when you go there, you just have to accept it is what it is. Like being careful with cameras on the street. I've been there loads of times and I've never had anything happen. It's not the most dangerous place in the world, not by a very long shot. And it's obviously one of the greatest cities in the world in terms of nature, beauty, lots of fun, nightlife and all that kind of stuff, and great people who live there. So I think it's going to just be one of the best host cities we've ever had. It's going to be a great event. I think Brazil is going to rise to the occasion, and all the tourists who are there are going to have a great time and realise that Rio is such a great place to go. The one thing that has been talked about up until the event is the pollution in Guanabara Bay in particular. You know, that's something I guess is quite disappointing, mostly not for the athletes but for the residents of Rio, because to have that cleaned up with proper sewage treatment systems would have been a great thing for the city to have going forward in the future, but unfortunately the government has not managed to provide that. Yeah, and the water is polluted, but it's not as bad as people are saying. Again, for example, I seen on TV the other day they were saying if you drink just 2 or 3 teaspoons of water from the likes of Copacabana Beach, you'll become violently ill. I think that's bullshit. I've swam in Copacabana loads of times. I have stand-up paddled there and dove in, and I've certainly drank a lot more than 2 or 3 teaspoons, that's for sure. I never got sick. So I think those fears are probably overblown as well, but that's not to say that Guanabara Bay is not polluted, because it definitely is, and that's something that authorities should deal with in future, definitely. But you know, Brazil is facing economic and political crisis at the moment, and sometimes they're just more important things than the Olympics. It should be about the population. Let's see how that plays out going forward. But anyway, I am still here in Minorca at the moment. I'm going to be here for the next few days. Do something today a bit sporty to celebrate the first day of the Olympics. I'm actually going to go out on a kayak, go for a bit of a paddle around the island and see what we can see. Me and George and my brother Daniel as well. Should be interesting, should be quite good fun. It looks beautiful around the coast here, so it'll be good to see it from the water. Yeah, we'll have a look. I don't know what else we're going to get up to today, but Olympics Day, how exciting. Rio de Janeiro, I love you. I cannot wait to be back in Rio. So sad that I'm missing out, but yeah. I'm doing a new series about Brazil on my channel every week from now on, to keep in touch with my Brazil side. Speak some Portuguese maybe. just talk Brazil. That's what I love to do. I love Brazil and I love to talk about it. I love to speak to you guys in Brazil who watch this vlog. So that is coming up from next week. After all that energy sapping, swimming in the sea, we're all a bit tired and hungry and stuff, so I'm gonna get some dinner. The food here is pretty good. You get kind of a variety of different things, salad bar, and a good choice of traditional Spanish food as well. I guess the problem is there's a lot of food. Being all inclusive, you can just kind of eat and eat and eat. So you have to kind of discipline yourself, which I've not been very good at so far. We've come a wee walk down to the marina. There's a harbour here with loads of boats. Quite pretty. We've got a market here as well. Just been walking through this harbour and found this really cool bridge. Going up and over the bridge now. See you over that way. We just walked around by the harbour. It's really pretty here. Quite a long walk though. Good thing about this walk, we've had some really nice views of the harbour. That little bridge it crossed over, the sunset. We've also caught quite a few Pokemon that we did not have before, so that is always a bonus. And we're just going to turn around now and walk back to the hotel. Actually, if you look that way, we can see Mallorca from here. Past that lighthouse there, see that rock, that line of rocky mountain stuff on the other side? That is Mallorca. Our taxi driver on the way here told us it's 18 nautical miles away. So, not that far to be honest. Pretty cool place here. Cala'n Bosch. So many hotels in this area. Obviously it's quite a popular area for tourists from the UK and from Spain as well. Mainland Spain, there's a lot of Spanish people here. They obviously all come here to Menorca. And we're now at the other side of that other beach that we saw the other night.